as Danny was approached by several barmaids, and of course flanked from behind by a small group of rough and tumble looking guys, all heavily armed. I suddenly noticed Emily getting up from her seat at the table with a very upset look on her face. And with no words at all, she just started marching her way over. I got up from my seat and started to follow, worried that this might end poorly, as Emily stomped her way up to Danny Dynamite. "Hey, Danny, how's it been?" Emily said as she stepped beside this behemoth. He looked over with a smile, glancing at Emily, a big cheesy grin on his face that you could see through the thick red beard and mustache. And then his smile went sour, suddenly looking surprised, almost overwhelmed. "Emmy? Emmy, is that you?" "Yeah, Danny, it's me," Emily said, before hauling back and punching him right in the nose. "Oh, what the hell?" he shouted, taking a step or two back. Okay, this just got bad, I thought to myself, reaching for my extendable nightstick and my gun on the other side, as one of Danny's guys stepped up, pulling one of his guns. "You crazy bitch! Who do you think you're dealing with?" he said. And in that moment, when I expected everything to break out into a gunfight, I was completely blown back, as the next thing that happened was the farthest thing from what I was expecting. Without any warning whatsoever, Danny hauled off, spinning around on his own guy, grabbing him by the head and lifting him off the ground, and with a single large pace, slamming him into the steel wall. "The fuck did you just say?" he said, an ironclad grip on his head. "Don't you ever talk to her like that again, you understand me? You even think about it, I'll fucking kill your ass. You raise a gun at her again, you're a fucking dead man. And that goes for the rest of you too," he said, turning around to the rest of his guys, a dead serious look on his face. Them standing there stunned, just dumbfounded. They all looked like they were about to reach for their weapons, and suddenly found themselves trembling and taking their hands very slowly away from their guns, as Danny released the guy he had in his grasp, dropping him to the ground. "She's fucking off limits, you hear me? If any of you sacks of shit even thinks about touching her, you're fucking dead." "Oh, thank you for your ever so courageous protection. But I can take care of myself, thank you. And don't even pretend like you didn't have that coming, Danny." "Yeah, I suppose I had it coming, Emmy. I haven't seen you in a long time," Danny said, adjusting his nose a little bit and wiping off a small amount of blood that had begun to leak from it. "Your left hook's definitely improved. So, Emmy, what brings you here? Is there something you want? Whatever it is, you name it and it's done. I don't care how fucking crazy it is." "Oh, thank you. That makes things easy," Emily replied. "You see that guy behind me? That's my friend Jax. You are going to help him. You see, he's entering the Black Label races soon, and he needs a weapons tech. Someone to design and build the weapon systems for his bike. Weapons, defenses, the works. And as he isn't completely useless, and has been there for me for years. I just want to make sure that he has the best that I can offer him. Even if that means I have to put up with you, I'm willing to suffer it, as long as you keep this guy from getting brutally murdered. Can you handle that? Emily said, her arms crossed, looking sternly at Danny. Yeah, I can do that. I am Danny Dynamite, after all. Weapons are my specialty. I'll hook your boy up good. He needs a weapons tech, he'll get one. So, Emmy, I don't suppose that you'd want to maybe talk about things. Maybe bury the hatchet a bit? I mean, it's been a long time. I don't expect forgiveness. I fucked up. Bad, Emmy. It's not something I can take back. But is it possible that doing you this favor, that you could at least think about it? It's been too long since I've seen you, Emmy. I don't want to spend another 15 years waiting for you to come around the corner. Even if it's only just a little bit. Do you think that you can start to let me back in? Danny said, looking very sympathetically at Emily. What the hell was going on? He was apologizing to her, saying that he screwed up, did something bad. What did he do? Said he hasn't seen her in 15 years? Emily was a kid then. That was before I even met her. Do they go that far back? Danny, Emily said seriously, glaring daggers across to him. I've spent 15 years not talking to you. It's not like you're hard to find. I knew exactly where you were. In fact, I've been in here before. Seen you. You just didn't see me. I wanted to know what became of you. And after hearing the stories of Danny Dynamite, I wanted to come take a look. And here you've been, just living happy as a clam, buried in booze and cheap women, blowing everything you see sky high whenever it bothers you. The truth is, you haven't changed at all. You're still a temperamental moron who only really thinks of himself. I mean, for real, did you even think about looking for me? Tell me, Danny, how many times did you try to find me in the 15 years it's been since I saw you? I bet never, because you were happy as long as you had money and women and something to drink. You didn't give a rat's ass about me. If you're wondering if this means we're all good, if that you do this little favor for me, I'll magically forgive you, that we can just go back to how things were before. You can forget it. I'm never going to forgive you, Danny. You may be my brother by blood, but I long ago decided to cast you off, and I haven't changed my mind. But who knows? Do the job. Do it right. Make sure my best friend doesn't die a gruesome death. And while you're doing it, maybe I'll see something valuable. Something about you that actually makes you worth forgiving. Maybe not entirely, but little by little. I'll never forgive you. But if you work real hard, show me that you actually give a shit, and you never know, I just might learn to accept you, let you be around, without wanting to punch you every time I see you. Quite frankly, right now, I'm getting very angry. So I'm gonna go step outside and take a breather. You go ahead and talk over the details with Jax. Quite frankly, I'm already sick of seeing you, Emily said, before turning and storming out of the front door, slamming it behind her. Holy shit. Danny Dynamite is Emily's brother? She's his sister? Where the hell did that come from? And why in the hell didn't she ever tell me?